Hey, what's up guys? You're watching Theo Joe Tech, and today I'm going to be talking about an application for a patent that Apple submitted recently that could make it much easier to catch thieves if they end up implementing this feature into iPhones in the future. Now, the application they submitted basically says it's for capturing biometric information for identifying unauthorized users. Basically, they're gonna capture all the information they can if someone tries to steal your phone and access it if they're not supposed to, whether that be fingerprints or other biometric data, not necessarily just fingerprints, but for example, capturing your face, audio, and other data such as GPS, and then also will allow it to either store it or maybe transmit that forensic information, as they put it, to a server such as the police. If you get it stolen, you file a report, they can access that information by Apple potentially, and then get a better idea of who stole your phone. They might even be able to look at the fingerprint and compare it to records they have, and maybe they'll already know who stole your phone, so you can probably get it back. And there are plenty of ways that you could implement this feature. For example, after every single failed login attempt, they could capture the fingerprint, GPS, picture, all that, or maybe after multiple login attempts. Though it is important to remember that this might not necessarily ever make it as a final feature. This is just a patent application. The patent office hasn't even accepted the patent as of right now. These things take a lot of time, though it is interesting that they are considering this idea. Not to mention that if they did try to implement this feature, there would be a lot of legal legwork to do to make sure that you could do this without getting sued. People have been talking about the legal questions in regards to capturing user information without them knowing, even if they are potentially thieves. So I think if this feature does end up in the final product at all, it won't be anytime soon. Now, they don't have to wait till the patent application gets accepted, I don't think. They could start working on it still, but they would have to, of course, wait for the legal team to dwell over the questions for a while, and then maybe try it out with the public to see how they gauge their response. They're not gonna just shove this in and say, hey, we're, by the way, collecting all your information if you type in your password wrong. Could be some issues, but I think it would be a good feature overall to have. And I'm sure there are plenty of ways they could deal with this. For example, maybe making it opt-in. That way, only people who specifically give them permission to capture this information would be able to do it. And then also maybe only allow it to be accessible by the police with your permission. So it's not like the police could just go, oh, well, you know what, we want to know everyone who used this iPhone, you know, for example, but it's not like you could just get the fingerprint of anyone who used your phone, like a friend or something like that. Certainly there would need to be a lot of consideration, but I think if implemented right, it would be super useful if you do get your phone stolen, and it would make thieves think twice about stealing an iPhone if they know that they are going to get their fingerprint potentially scanned every time they go to use the home button and their picture taken. They might think twice and not want to deal with the risk. And I think there are actually apps out there that do kind of do this, where they take a picture if you type in the password wrong, although you might need to root it on Android to use it or jailbreak it on iOS. But I think there are apps out there that do that. For example, you could put it in locator or stolen mode, and every once in a while it'll take a picture. But an official way to do this would probably work better, especially if it can capture fingerprint. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. There's not much more to talk about, I suppose, although it would be interesting to see if maybe other phone manufacturers start putting features in this for Android, for example, although with that patent, they would probably have to implement it a little bit differently. I would be interested to hear what you guys think, though. Would you opt into this feature, or do you really care about your privacy? You don't want to risk it falling into the wrong hands, your fingerprint, anything like that. So we can talk about that down in the comment section. And if you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up so I know you liked it. And if you want to keep watching, I've got some other videos on the right-hand side I think you'll like. You can just click them or look in the description for the same link, like if you're on a phone. And if you want to subscribe, I make new videos multiple times a week, so I think it should be worth it. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. So as usual, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.